Hey guys, Lumus TCG here, back once again with another deck profile for you all from my good friend Trevor. He's got his AnchientGarurumon that he plans on taking to Regionals, so once again, any tips, tricks, or advice or anything like that, please put in the comments below. But for now, I'll hand it over to him with the deck profile.
Hey guys, this is the AnchientGarurumon deck that I'll be taking to Regionals, hopefully, fingers crossed. Maybe a few alterations, but we may as well get started. So we're running 4 BT14 Garurumons, because again, who doesn't love draw power? When a card's removed from security, you get the draw. For our rookie lineup, we have 3 Muchomons. Basically, it's whenever a red Digimon attacks a player, draw a card. Again, we like to draw. See our pieces fast and keep going. It's good chip damage and gives us cards we need. Moving on with it, we have our BT17 Flamemons. The fact that they're red and they search hybrids, 10 warriors, and tamers with inherited effects on play, and they can go over Garurumon. They're pretty handy for finding pieces. Obviously, you could switch out the Flamemon for Muchomon, but at the minute we're sitting with the 4 because they are searchable by themselves. Of course, if you're running hybrids, you can't not run Bokomons. BT7 Bokomon, obviously on play, top 5 search, hybrid 10 warriors, and a Tamer card. Any Tamer card, doesn't have to be a inheritable effect. What do you call it? When one of your Tamers digivolves, you also gain 2 memory back, so pretty handy for keeping your turn while progressing your plays. Then we're on to the very fun rookies. We have Ukomon. The promo one, obviously restricted to 1, but when moves from the breeding area, you can hatch, you gain a memory, and on top of that, it is if anything moves from the breeding area, so it doesn't even have to be it. Obviously, we're loving to rookie rush a bit at the start, so it's always handy to have. After that, we also have BT16 Ukomons. We're running 3 at the minute, depending on if we are doing the team event and Adam is part of the team, that has to go to 2, but we'll work that at some point in the future before we go here. But really good card again, lets us basically, when we move a card from the breeding area, look at the top 3, add a Digimon or Tamer, and return the rest of the bottom of the deck, then hatch. I mean, it gets our plays extended and finds our pieces, so we always love it. Search bar is not the worst.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, that way you never miss a thing.
That is it for the rookies, so we'll move on to the level 4s, which is the key part of the deck. So we have our new BT17 Kendos. Obviously they digivolve over Koji or a yellow Tamer. Koji's cost 2, the yellow Tamer's cost 3. The reason we like them more is the when attackings, because when attacking we draw 1, which triggers our Koji's. Also, when attacking, we can digivolve into a hybrid for reduced cost of 1, because it can extend our plays even further while giving us more draw power. Realistically, it works very in line with our other level 4, which is Lobomons from BT17. So basically, they can digivolve over Kendo, they can digivolve over Koji, or yellow, obviously yellow Digimon or Tamer, but we're not running the level 3s for it. But when digivolving, if Kendo is in its devolutions, basically you can digivolve into an AnchientGarurumon from hand for a cost of 3, ignoring its devolution requirements, so you can jump from level 4 to level 5. So basically this is kind of a combo that works. Obviously it deletes at the end of the turn, but sometimes that's not always what we want. But that is our level 4 lineup at the moment. I'll move on to the level 5, so we're running Beowulfmons. Only 2 of them. It lets us obviously go up our line. The reason we run the BT7 ones is because when we digivolve, if there's Tamer in the devolutions, we reduce it by 2. So again, using Kendo to reduce your devolution cost by 1 when attacking, this becomes cost of 0. Or you can cost a 1 over it and then return something to your hand to trigger the effects of your Kojis again. Just kind of a useful card in general. Obviously, going over this into your Ancient will mean it'll stick about. Then for our last level 5, we are running 1 copy of Jet Sylphie. Again, when it digivolves, if there's a Tamer card in the devolutions, you reduce its memory cost by 2. So, I mean, it's a cost of 1 devolution again. It can go over Kendo when attacking for a cost of 0. Basically, as long as there's a hybrid in its traits in the Digimon's devolutions, you recover 1, so it gives you a wee bit more survivability. We kind of like having this just as a one-off option at the minute. Then we go into the best big boy. We have AnchientGarurumon, BT17. So he has on play when digivolving. So we can return an opponent's Digimon with the lowest level to the hand. Pretty much removal in the form of that. Also, say when effect adds to my hand or my opponent's hand. Or sorry, when effect adds cards to mine or it's mine or my opponent's hand. You can force them to add the top card of their security to their hand, which is kind of amazing. Lets you chip through the security even faster. Basically, as I say, going from like a Tamer into this for like so little memory and then getting like 2-3 tracks out of it is kind of so useful. We also have the Digicross option, which is -3 whenever you put a Lobo or a Kendo, which is why we have our BT17 Lobos and Kendos as well. Pretty much it's not too different from the basic, but he is very, very good. His on deletion is also very good. It lets us play a Tamer card from our hand for free, but it also lets us recur Tamer cards and hybrid trait Digimon as well. So kind of good for keeping everything going and getting our pieces back to keep going on the next turn. To go on to the level 7s now, obviously there is decks that don't run level 7s, but these are kind of useful, I feel. So we're running 1 Shine Greymon Burst Modius. We're going to have lots of Tamers. We're a hybrid deck. I mean, no downside to it, and on play when Digivolve we get to play a Tamer, so it always helps. Basically, then we give -5,000 for each of our Tamers, so it can be kind of build up really quickly. The when attacking doesn't come up so much, it's more just for that they're catching your opponent out if you're on an Ancient and they decide to swing, and you just have that moment to get yourself an extra Tamer, lower their DP, and then use them as a body to keep swinging. The other level 7 we're running is AnchientGarurumon Paladin Modius. I'm sure you have heard Lumi talk about this card. Basically, what it says on the tin, on play when digivolving, trash all devolution cards of all opponents' Digimon. Then return all cards from your opponent's trash or your own trash to the bottom. Honestly, probably mostly using the opponent's trash. It's great out to deck Stora. It's good for a lot of decks that have partition. Being able to strip sources and do stuff, it can be really useful. Also, when attacking by returning one of your opponent's Digimon with no evolutions to the bottom of the deck on suspend, I mean, extra checks and 16,000 DP to boot, we don't mind that at all. Moving on to Tamers, we are running Koji. This is the BT17 one. This is our memory setter one. Obviously, we don't overly love digivolving over it, but if needs must, it happens sometimes. It also gives us, when effect adds a card to our hand, we gain a memory, then the Digimon gains jamming. I mean, it's pretty solid. I mean, set to 3 and gain a memory just from using your 2, you're basically always hybriding for 1 with that. Especially if it's Kendo. The next one we are on is we are running 4 copies of the other Koji, BT7. Realistically, its main effect is not what we have this for. It's the play cost of 3 is great, but it is the inheritable. When an effect adds a card to hand, gain a memory, and the Digimon can't be blocked. We love being unblockable. It means we can just not worry about our opponent's board and just keep swinging at security. being aggressive and stuff like that, it is also very handy in general. I know from playtesting against decks when they're forcing me to attack, like literally adding a card to my hand and making it unblockable has come up and is very useful. Honestly, like, no downside to it. On top of that, if you have... You can still use its main effect even if you don't have a Manga Garurumon and add a bunch of hybrids to its devolution or underneath the Tamer, but I mean, it hasn't come up as of yet, but you never know, because we do have our 4 copies of Flamemon, which do have undulations and stuff. We'll see if it comes up. We are also running one BT7 Zoe. It's nice to have it, just because opponents turn all of your security Digimon as an inheritable game plus 3000, but also it lets us search our security stack on play for 1 hybrid or 10 warriors, add it to hand and recover. I mean, it's pretty good. Looking through your security basically makes it a second hand, and you can always recover into some of the cards that you want in your security over it. She can also be digivolved over because the new, what do you call it, hybrids digivolve over yellow Tamers as well, so it's kind of useful. Obviously we were talking earlier about all the Ukomons and stuff, so we cannot not run Digimon in for BT8, and is just opponent's turn when one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon is moved to the breeding area, gain 2 memory. We like to lower our opponent's memory, we like to force them into problems, and the all turns when opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon's deleted, suspending him to draw. I mean, there's no downside to running him. Being able to free play him off Ancient and stuff is kind of useful sometimes, just depends on the situation, but he is just a must at the minute. A lot of decks going around that kind of rely on it. The last Tamer we are running is Louis Promo. Basically on play we can move one of our level 3 or higher Digimon from the breeding area to the battle area. Why would we not want that? Especially with all the Ukos we're running, it extends our plays, speeds up our process, and also when one of our Digimon move from the breeding area to the battle area, we suspend him to gain a memory. Gives us a lot to work with and keeps extending our board and doing stuff like that, and we can, like, getting more bodies just to swing and chip is always handy. We'll go on to the options next. So we are running 3 Ancient Garden Deities, BT17. 10 Warriors and Traits option, 2 cost, no color requirements, as long as you have a Digimon with hybrid or a Tamer with, basically, can't not be into it. The red and blue is kind of good, which is why we like the red base as well. If we don't have the Tamer, it's always useful, but returning a hybrid or 10 Warriors trait from trash to hand and then playing 1 10 Warriors trait or Tamer for a reduced cost of 4, it's synergized. It's literally amazing for hybrids, being able to play either your Tamer, sometimes early game, playing this and going straight into an Ancient Garurumon for a reduced cost of 4, makes your opponent have to sort of deal with you in some way, shape or form, can extend your plays and recycle stuff. Obviously it's security effect. You get to play a Tamer with inherited effects from your hand and trash not at the hand. I mean, it's just too good a card not to run. Been really debating running at a 4. At the minute we're on 3. We'll see how I feel sort of come before the tournament. Next we have our one-offs. We have Ice Wall and we have Hammer Spark. Hammer Spark gives us our extra memory and security effect gain 2 memory. I mean, that's self-explanatory. Can't say the amount of times that's passed a turn for me in one clip for me a game. Pretty good to have. The Ice Wall's self-explanatory as well. I mean, when attacking, lose 2 memory on all your opponent's Digimon. I mean, and the security effect gain 2 memory again can clutch a game. Both pretty handy cards in general. That's why they're both limited to 1, I guess. Next we have Heaven's Judgment EX4. Obviously cost of 7, but again, for each color of Digimon you have, -6, you get to repeat its effect like about 3 times. So minus 6,000 DP, and like as long as you have multiple colors Digimon, this thing becomes quite insane. DP reduction. So, and it's one of your opponent's Digimon, so it's activating it multiple times, so you might be able to remove multiple bodies as well. Security effect when one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 12,000. Again, just a good overall option for removing things, especially things that need to be removed with DP reduction. And our last two cards are, of course, Crimson Blaze. Obviously, with AnchientGarurumon walking about and other partition decks and stuff that we also have stuff like that likes to play stuff. This card's just too good not to run at this point. Obviously, reduce memory cost by 1 for each Digimon your opponent has in play. You delete everything with 6,000 or less, and your opponent can't play Digimon by effects. The playing is basically the main reason we like it. Basically, that is how we're hoping to deal with AnchientGarurumon, because if we don't really have a lot of other answers to it. But yeah, that's the entire deck profile there. Thank you guys for listening, and I have a couple of other options that I think, but I'm sure I'll go through them at some point in the future.